Oh, I should bring the microphone down. Everybody, how's it going? Oh, wait. We're on the wrong one. Hold on. Gotta fix some stuff here. Let's fix this. Interesting. Okay, we can fix it. Well, okay, I think that's it. Okay, I think we're fixed. All right, here we go. Everybody, hope you're having a great day. Tripler guy, how's it going? Let's see. Got a message from both Tripler guys. Hopefully the stream is working okay. I'm trying to multi-stream here, but we may be having some technical difficulties. You never know. And then let me... All right, here we go. Okay, I think we're good. I think we are good. There's if I'm switching like games and everything, I've got to make some changes, which isn't the biggest deal. Change a few things here. Other games. Okay. Other games. There we go. That works. Okay. Fix, huh? Okay, is it working? Working on the YouTube. Odd. So, working on the YouTube side. All right, here we go. Welcome to the stream. I'm the Checkpoint Professor. Just give everyone's a heads up. We're starting this new thing. We started it this week. Called, well, we started a lunch with Mario. And we're kind of changing things up. Today's going to be a lunch with Blocky. So for those that don't know, I'm an indie game developer, Checkpoint Professor, full-time professor, game streamer, and dad. And I have been running for the last year. I've been running another YouTube channel called Walternet Games for the last couple years, actually. Much smaller channel, mainly focused on game development and working on my indie games over bricks over blocks. The problem is I've been like really splitting hairs. I've been doing a live stream there one day and a live stream here, and I'm gonna be honest, it's exhausting. And so this week when I decided, you know, more than one ingestion, so we're having trouble. Okay, so I've got to fix some stuff. More than one ingestion URL, send one stream to the primary. Okay, so let me fix, I may have to fix this. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to end one of them. I'm going to end the shorts version. That should fix the problem. Lunch, yeah, Professor Lunch Breaks. I mean, that's essentially what it is. There we go. That should fix it. And since we're running on 2 ingestions, is what it's called. I know exactly what the problem was. So both of them say they're live. That's the problem. We'll fix it. It's weird it used the same code for it. I'm going to try to end one of these to see if it doesn't, I'm hoping it doesn't break everything. I'm going to end this one. There we go. All right, so we're just going to be live on the wide format until I can get this all fixed. What I need to do is reset the URLs for those. This is a small time process. So here's the goal today. Anyway, to get back to it, this is primarily on Wednesdays and maybe another day a week during lunch. We're going to be working on game dev. By changing my whole format from noon to 1 o'clock daily, actually, it has created so much less stress for me this week. And I think will allow me to be constant. I won't be doing any 2 to 3 hour streams unless it's in the evening or weekend as time permits. Sometimes when my family is out and have an event or something, I'll do that. But here we are. So Tripler guy, welcome to the stream. Tomorrow at noon, we'll be back with some Super Mario Maker 2. So today I'm going to introduce for the first time on this channel Bricks Over Blocks, my indie game. And let me just pull up Steam here, show you the game. For those that aren't familiar, my team and I have been working on this for about a year. Let's just do a search for Bricks Over Blocks, and then I will move my camera lower.
Bricks Over Blocks is back and better than ever.
We're working on a new trailer. But this is it right here. Let me change my position. There we go. Yep. Oh, we're looking at the wrong screen too. Let me fix this. There we go. Triple Guy says less stress is good. Yeah, so here is the here's the game itself. I'm excited to say we do have more user reviews, which I'm excited. A lot of really good comments here. We do have one negative review that I like seeing this. Any news is good news. Says it's a poor Breakout clone with some destructible landscape below the green guy. There are some ideas, but it's absolutely unpolished. Yeah, it's early access, dude. It's early access. Stuff is barely readable on screen, and it tends to lock up into that, come on, hit the last piece already, which is every Brick Breaker game. Which is probably just a Breakout thing in general, this person adds, but you could do something about it these days. Story mode is your typical mobile gain 3-star set of levels, and it's used for free-to-play to paid scheme, which is something that should be listed on the page. So it says it's absolutely not true. This is what drives me nuts. It's used for free-to-play, which should be listed. It's not a free-to-play game. It's a buy once, play forever game. And there are a lot of games that use that 3-star technique all the time that are not free-to-play, like Flappy Birds is one, not Flappy Birds, but like Angry Birds is one immediately. So I love the feedback. If you have negative feedback, absolutely leave it on. But I'm definitely going to talk about it. I'm definitely going to mention it because that's just crazy. I did look at this person's profile, and it looks like they are they are a definitely game critiquer. So if you look at their profile, they have 487 reviews, and probably half of them are negative. So I would say if you're reviewing a game, look at the studio, check out if it's early access or not, because that's the whole point of early access, is you can release a game that is unpolished and not completed. That's the whole point. So I love the reviews, getting a negative review because it's unpolished. Yeah, it's early access. Awesome. Okay, so let's move on. I am giving a talk, presentation today to a youth group at my church, and they wanted to talk about game development in general. And so I was scouting out some of our past work for Bricks Over Block, and I was able to find our very first prototype for the game. And so I thought that would be a fun thing, since it's the first day doing these lunch streams on the Checkpoint Professor channel. I thought it would be fun to show the very first iteration. I think this one was made by Derek. I had made one myself too. But here we go. This is the first iteration of Bricks Over Blocks, the initial prototype. Initially, it was called Paddle Hero. We didn't know what we were going to call it. It definitely looks a lot different. But this was our initial prototype. Use arrow keys. WASD didn't work yet. One of the problems we had initially was with the ball either going straight up and down or just side to side too many times. But this was used to prove out the fun. So I'm actually gonna have, when I go present it tonight, I'm gonna have the kids play it. Play this version and then play the official version. This is one of the initial bugs we found right off the bat, was that the ball will just bounce horizontally forever. So we have to reset it here. But this proved out that mashing together a brick breaker with a platformer mechanic where you have some jumping and movement was fun. And there we go, another bug flips outside the realm. But to be honest, like, that was the whole twist of this game. We wanted to mesh that mechanic with the brick breaking. Now, as we go on and play the next one, one of the things I really in self-reflect, kind of a post-mortem style, is that in our game, there's not a lot of platforming. So we're trying to add a little bit more than that. We've had ideas for actually jumping up past and through levels. So we want to do that kind of stuff too. So let's check out our latest build. This is our October build. This was a huge build because it introduced it's a new feature that we've been working on for a while, which is the creative mode. And so it is still very, very unpolished. So what was that guy's name? So DCX Demo. If you're reviewing this, yes, it is unpolished. This is our first iteration of it altogether. So let's check it out. Notice the file is still called Paddle Hero. So here you can see the difference in the game itself. Alternate games, we have a title. We do now have controller support, which is awesome. I'm gonna turn the volume down just a little bit. Are the hazards for the player character to avoid? Some of the yeah, well, no. So initially they were. So we'll talk about that when we play the real game. Yeah, the hazards will kill you. And on another one of these videos, I'll actually show you the initial sketch we had when I sketched out the game in general. Because yeah, actually I'll show it to you right now. I don't think this will be shown on TikTok, but let's see if I can find it. Just for fun, because this is what I'm going to show tonight too. All right, let's get this up just so I can show y'all. All right, so this is the turn down my volume because it's a little overpowering. There we go. This is the initial sketch that I drew in the car with my wife for Bricks Over Blocks and how we started. So yeah, so this kind of explains the whole thing. Oh good, that's an awesome rock. My son is popping in the office. So this is the Brick Breaker platformer. I just sketched it out on Xerox paper with a Bic pen and kind of drew it out. The idea is you have this little character with a paddle that runs around in typical Brick Breaker fashion. So the bricks are for blocking, or for breaking. The blocks below are for protecting. And then the hazards, yeah, it's the lava that kills the character. Originally, the idea is if the ball hit the player instead of the paddle, it would kill you, but that ended up not being fun. Is it hard to hear over the music? Let me adjust that. And for my... There, is that better? Sorry about that, everybody. That's probably annoying. Playing Bricks Over Block, yep. So initially, yeah, let me remove my TikTok thing. But initially, that was the whole game. That we had the platforms, indestructible was. You had some indestructible platforms and the blocks that broke, and that was the whole conceit. All right, so now we need to play some levels. So we have a new level designer who's been working with us a couple months. He's been putting out all the factory and the forest levels. So I'm going to press any key to continue. And we're going to play it. So what we want to play coming up, we have the story, endless creative mode. On the story mode, these are the new levels that have been added that I'm going to play first. Just going to look on my Discord and see which ones they wanted me to play. See what's one so they wanted me to play some of the forest levels. Let me find them here. Apologize. This is the first lunch with Blocky. We're gonna see if this works on this channel. So for anyone hopping in, thanks for chatting. Tripler guy, thanks for chatting with me. I think it was in our build channel. Okay, I think it's Factory 6 and 7. Factory level platform updates, factory level 2, factory level 6 and 7 are added. I'm not sure. Let's just start with the first forest level. So this is, yeah, that is crazy. I would say first forest level, really easy to complete because you're just hitting those multi-balls, which is cool. One of the things we want to pay attention to, and it's broken too, because it's not ending. All right, we found a bug. We need the water to go underneath the level. So this is feedback for our level designer. And we have bats instead of fish flying through the water, which honestly is kind of cool, but it's supposed to be fish. Right now it's bats. Shoot, I remember this. Okay, we're going to go back a build. No, we're going to play this one. We have a problem with the game not resetting. So we're going to quit, go back. I'm told the music might be a little bit low. To my editor, if you're watching this, you should have like the 5 audio channels so you can adjust it. Let's check this out again. We may have to go to the previous build. This build we were vetting for Steam, but obviously not quite ready for prime time. But what I will show is the creative mode, because that's only available on this build. It doesn't work on any other ones, and it looks like, Jonah, if you're watching, that problem with the game not resetting is not just a endless mode or not a creative mode problem. So this is creative mode, and it's half mouse required, half controller required. So what we need to fix, though, I think what we want to do, Jonah, if you're watching, because this is, first of all, this is magnificent, but we do want to use mouse and controller support. The reason for that is if we release for the Switch 2 or even the Steam Deck, I think we do want the ability, I think, to draw these out with a mouse or a finger. But you can see here, just by pressing the A button using the D-pad, I'm able to draw out bricks. And over here on the screen, we can switch to the brick. Oh, I can do this with a mouse too. Nope, I can't with a mouse. We have normal bricks, multi-ball bricks. So let's put out some multi-ball bricks. And then we can change the health on them, and the health changes the color. So now if we go up, we can do a section of green ones. And then we'll change the health again to 3, and this changes them to gold. So now we have, oh, we didn't do it. There, 3. We can change these to gold. Triple ball. So these ones have to be hit 3 times. Okay, so then let's go to our block mode here. And now we can add city, forest. Let's add some cave blocks. And you can see down below, you have this really cool image to show you what kind of block you're adding. And we can start adding those. Let's just add these top pieces here. And some underneath pieces, which look like this. Okay, great. Are there water physics? We don't have water physics, so the lava underneath the whole thing is just a death plane. So we're not messing with lava physics too much. The fish, we're just going to do a splashing effect. All right, so let's save and play. So now we can play that level I've just created. This is the second time that we've done that. You see Blocky starting out on that little platform, which I don't want him to. But now you can see my goal is, or our goal is, to allow players to create their own levels like this. And obviously that was a crazy one because of all the multi-balls I put at the beginning. But same problem here as before, is the game doesn't end. So that was a problem with our October 1st build right off the bat. So what we're going to do now is we are just going to exit out of the whole thing. But that's the introduction to the creative mode. Super awesome. One of the things, the advice I want to give to my level designer is to play around with the side and the top walls. Try adjusting the shape of the play space a little bit. You can tweak it a little bit, have some fun with it. Maybe you could have one where you platform up a little bit higher and there's like a unique spot for where the objects are. This is one of those things where I think as a level designer, I really want to hop in and make some more levels. As I've been playing with my family, I've been playing a lot of games, like a lot of Brick Breaker games like Township, where they have this Brick Breaker mode that just, right now I think I'm like on level 1400. And it just keeps going on forever. Now that we've done more of the creative side, we want to continue to iterate on those tools so that we can expand the possibilities and different variation of levels we can make. Because right now we have 40 total levels. And that was our goal for release, is just 40 levels. And then we have the creative mode, and then we have endless modes as well. So really, we have the idea is you can play all the way through the 40 levels, unlock things for the endless mode and the creative mode, and that kind of continues the gameplay of the whole game. And that alone is probably about 20 hours of gameplay just to complete the whole thing. We just added achievements this week, which I'm really excited about. We want to have like a real value proposition, but my gut though is like, yeah, but now that it's so easy to make new levels, maybe we should do like so many levels and make them interesting that people could play forever. But that's, I don't know. I feel like that maybe isn't fair to my team, because we want to also finish the game. Tripler guy says, looks like the ball can hit the bat. Yeah, it can hit the bat. It can bounce off the bat. Sometimes it'll get in the way. All right, so here we go. Okay, we'll get some food in just a minute. All right, my boy is saying I'm hungry. We're gonna play for a few more minutes. So I need to end the stream enough. We have a weekly meeting, and I want to be able to take some notes from this live stream. So part of the whole impetus, that's a good college word, for these live streams is I use these to create game design feedback for my team. So here is Blix Over Blocks, huge update from that initial prototype, right? So I love showing that. So that's what I'm going to show to the youth group that I'm going to visit today. So let's hit play again. Let's go to those story mode. We're going to go play those. Let's play these forest levels again to give some feedback. So this is number 11 now. So you can see it's changed a lot. So there must be a new update in the October build. So the problem is my designer wants some feedback on the levels. As a course number 11, my feedback is I actually like this better than the one with the hundreds of multi-balls that just ended in 2 seconds. I like the interest in his shape. I think you always want to go off. Oh shoot! See that I fell down. There's supposed to be water right here, so that's one of my big feedbacks. We need to adjust this whole level so you actually fall in the river. Our environment artist had created some new art assets too in the background. So when the camera zooms in, on you, you don't see empty background space. There's actually an image. I took a screenshot when I was laying out the whole level as a whole. And son, if you're watching this, or I'll give you the feedback, I need you to delete that reference image that's in the background right now. So there's a reference image of the forest level, and I used that as a tool in Unreal Engine to help me lay out the forest assets more quickly. But it just needs to be removed at this point, and then we need to add all those extra pieces. I think what I'm going to do, just spitballing ideas here, is Wednesdays will be playtest days where I playtest the recent build and give critique. But I think I do need to also hop into Unreal Engine and talk about some of the stuff we're doing underneath the hood. I want to use this as an example of some Unreal Engine tutorials as well. Like, for example, do you see all those little pine trees in the background? Those were a pain in the butt to set up. I mean, they're not in the pain in the butt. They just take a little time. But Unreal Engine has some really cool features called PCGs. where you can use a spline to randomly place all of those pine trees out there. And since we need to basically extend this world larger, I think I can use some of the existing pieces to do that. Do bats ever hang around on screen and act like a boss, mini boss? That is the kind of question we're asking. So the answer is not currently, but that is on our task list, is to add some mini bosses to the whole game. So right now we've got 10 city levels, 10 forest levels, 10 of each type of level. You can see right there when you asked about the fish and the hazards. So you can jump off the fishes and the cars. They actually bounce you up. In the original version, we had an intern who added the cars to the level. And the original design is the cars were meant to be just in the background. And that intern decided that it would be a lot more fun if those cars became obstacles. And so they had them flying out through the screen, kind of jumping out the screen at you. And if they hit the player, it would knock you out of the screen and kill you. And that to me felt unfair. But one of the bugs that happened is if you jumped on it, it would fling you up. And I realized that was really fun. And so that's kind of one of those learned mechanics in the game, is you can use that to catapult yourself up and bash through additional bricks and jump on them. So the gameplay all kind of evolved. So the question is, no, what we could do, Tripler guy, since we're talking to you and you're giving me great ideas, is I wonder if we could have like a brickified or evil version of the fish or the bat or the car that becomes the mini boss. Just a thought. Tripler guy says, whoa, that fish sent you flying. Yep. And so this is what made one of our reviewers so angry, is that we have this star system for your score. And you can see that the score works. You get points for every brick broken, and then a combo for additional if you continue to break bricks without hitting your blocks, because you lose point on the blocks. Anyway, we'll continue on. We'll continue on playing some of these forest levels. So if you're interested in the game, consider wishlisting it. If you're into it. If this isn't your type of game, then you know, we'll be making more games in the future. You could wait for one of those bad boys. You're hungry. He's hungry. But yeah, for these live streams. See, this level, I'm gonna give some feedback. Down below, once again, we want the water down below. I actually think with that Okay, just 1 second. Talking to my son. Yeah, sorry, everybody. I'm glad we have the option of resuming an interrupted stream. So we can resume an interrupted stream. That's great. Okay, let's go back to my regular camera here. Not that one. All right, we're back to the game. Yeah, it's back. So yeah, my son knocked my keyboard over onto the ground. It happens. All right. So this level, to give feedback, I think this is number 12. We do need some pickups and some multi-balls, etc. I would say even one of the things to pay close attention to is the distance between the player, the blocks, and the bricks. So we're going to see this on earlier levels, but notice like there's a lot of play space up above the bricks, where I think you could move this whole brick setup higher up. And then, yeah, some multi-balls would be nice going through this one. But this one, I feel like it really pinches. Okay, just 1 minute. I've got to go help my son, and I'll be right back. All right, a little bit of a... I had to refresh. A little bit of a train wreck on this stream. It's not going super smoothly. Let's see, do I have audio now? Testing, 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 testing. Okay, we do. All right, we're doing our best. We're doing our best. Luckily, we have a tripler guy hanging out with us. Where were we? Okay, let's play. You hear me? Great. Send up these big ones. So some of the pickups, you just, oh, snap. See, that is supposed to be in water. We want some bubbles and effects going up. You can see that reference image I talked about back there in the background. But I would say one of the things I like about my new designer and what he adds is he's treating the bricks a little bit like pixel art, so he's giving some great character to and flavor to the play space. But there has to be a balance between gameplay and making art. So like a level like this does need some multi-balls. I think maybe it was created before they understood how to add those. But this is that valid complaint that we got on Steam, that toward the end of the game, things get a little boring. A little dull. Because you're trying to get those last bricks broken. So we have had some ideas on how to kind of mitigate that. Part of it is to hang on to some of the power-ups, so you can use like the head rockets, or even the what you could do right now is save your rocket pack until the end, because you use that when you want to. So some of the power-ups, we have one where your head gets wider, tripler guy. We have a rocket, which we have a little rocket suit model, but it's not on the character yet. So you can fly and bash up through the bricks. We have these rocket heads it basically shoots out these rockets from the top of your head when you get enough combos. And then we want to continue adding from that. Yeah, I think we have some new textures already in for this map to make it feel more green up front. See, really cool skull design on this one. It's using those hearts for eyes, which is cute. But those just drop down hearts, like for your lives. Whereas, so it's gonna make this level a little bit slow completing it. So that would be my critique on this one. Maybe the teeth could be multi-balls. So that once you bust the teeth out, it'll send some more balls up to knock them around. Does anything transform the ball except the multi-ball? Not currently. I think that's a great idea. Oh, shoot. We added these giant hazard balls in last week. They have an area of effect, so they knock a lot of the play. They do a lot of damage above and below. Now that we have a lot more in the game, I actually think we should... We used to have it when you lost a ball in the hazard. You lost a heart as well. I kind of think we should return that. I think that should take away a heart. Kirby block ball comes into mind. Ooh, I'll have to look that one up. A Kirby block ball. I like the idea of that. We could do one that is like a one-off power ball too. Like it has a huge explosion effect and then returns back to normal. Kind of like that idea. We added wall jump for just that occasion. Look at that. Look at that wall jump. Look at that maneuver. That is what I'm talking about. Gonna take a while. There we go.
Pandemonium.
So I have decided, if you are towards the end like that, That's why you have the cars and the bats and everything. I've noticed this bug too, where some of the balls just start hovering. But we did it! We beat it, Tripler guy. Okay, which level is this? Which level is this? We're gonna end on... This is course number 15. I kind of think... Did I make this one? Looks very familiar. No, I didn't make this one. This is Sun. Because I only made one... I only made one forest level and it's gone. I like this one. So this one doesn't have as many... doesn't have any multi-balls either, but what it does have is the opportunity for the ball to ricochet between these patches of blocks to create more combos and then more things to dodge. This is that age-old problem I'm finding as I make levels for these type of games is that I should do a drawing of it, but essentially you have the goal space with the breakaway space and the safety space, which are the blocks you're on, and then that space in between, the middle ground, we'll call it that. Top ground, mid ground, bottom ground. And you want to make sure that mid ground is balanced for the gameplay that you're trying to achieve in that particular level. Kirby is the ball. Oh, meteors. Yeah, they're pretty much meteors. Look, I had the... I think it would be cool to have big fireballs coming from the volcano. Maybe on another one. Maybe you have to bounce those up. I don't know. So I got one of the hearts, which is awesome. I've never seen that before. The hearts were coming down with these giant fireballs. These are going to have a lot of impact. Come some more. Here comes some more. If we can get this one up. Knock it in the right direction. Oh! Snap. Kirby is the ball. Interesting. Interesting. No. There we go. Got it. Boom. All right, so I need to do some fixing on my... So this is an example. I think this one could be about... It could be up closer to the top. So your mid ground is a little bit more balanced. Right now it's very claustrophobic, which is fine. Just a little bit much for me. And if I can get the ball up inside there. There we go. That was nice. That feels good. But here's the question. I think like it looks like a palm tree and a little like treasure chest. Put a multi-ball in that treasure chest. Maybe a couple. I think deciding where those multi-balls should be. I think the big fireballs could be a little faster when they're reflected. That's really good feedback. And this one, the bottom layer feels very grounded, and I like that. So this is level 16 now. Oh, and that was an accident. That was a happy accident. What would be kind of cool too is if you uncovered things below. It kind of looks like we're missing the fragments, like the projectiles aren't coming out of these either. Oh, they are now, okay. Yeah, they are. We're in trouble now. We're in trubs. this is that slow, tedious part that people complain about with brick breakers. What I like about this brick breaker versus normal ones is, so notice we have this head tilt too, so I can jump into fireballs or into the ball and guide it a lot more, a little bit more of a tennis feel, which I like. So for anyone wanting to get in game development, a lot of game development is just playing the game and making tweaks and adjustments to its feel. And I would say for the level, if you want to be a level designer too, get feedback, play test your levels with other people, but also be playing them multiple times yourself. A lot of times a designer will create a level and then be like, well, I'm going to wait for someone else to give me feedback. So you have to put yourself in the shoe of the player and the designer. Any level that might give the player an incentive to break things in the ground as a sort of risk reward or making the terrain harder. That's another great question that we've been mulling over. I think that is something we could do. A risk reward for the ground too. My thought was that it should always be a punishment. Like, you especially don't want some of them to break, but maybe some of them you do. Some of them you do. And to help with that too, we did add the new wrench pickup, which is a repair pickup. We need some better effects on it, so it really emphasizes what it's doing. But essentially, it repairs 3 of the blocks that have been broken as well. So an extra pickup there. We're making the terrain harder. Okay. All right. I keep falling off that one. Okay. This is level 16. So we played levels 1 through 16 of the forest levels. So next time on my next stream, I'll pick up from 17 to 20 and then hop over to the factory level, which I believe is 31 through 40. To start playing those to get some feedback more for Sun. But hopefully, Sun, hopefully this helped you out with giving you some of the direction and feedback. I will also make notes out of this to share with the team in just a few minutes. But also, we're just going to do the close-up again as we make these shows. Everybody, thanks for watching. I'm the Checkpoint Professor, typically playing Mario Maker 2 and indie games here on the Checkpoint Professor YouTube channel. But I'm going to start bringing a lot more game development over here too. If you want just to see any replays or like Unreal tutorial videos, etc., you can go over to my other channel, Walternate Games, and see it there. Otherwise, I may just merge it all here because honestly, managing multiple YouTube channels is it's not fun, especially if you're busy and have a lot of stuff to do. But my goal is to start pumping out a lot more content. If you like the game development content, please leave a comment below. A lot of new changes coming. I want to be consistent with adding more content, more membership content, etc. Tripler Guy, thanks for being my sole friend hanging out with me today. I will put the next stream up on the schedule. So you know it's going to happen every Wednesday from 12 to 1 for these game dev playtest streams and more of that. So Triple Guy says, I like seeing the dev process. I appreciate that. Yeah, I want to do some more where we actually open up Unreal Engine and actually make some adjustments to these levels. Everybody, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.